What if I told you some of the richest people in your city don't look rich at all? You might walk past them every day and never know. They wear plain clothes, drive old cars, and don't talk much about money. But here's the surprise. They're millionaires. Not the flashy kind with sports cars and gold watches. These are stealth millionaires, people who live simple lives, quietly saving and investing while everyone else chases the next big thing. They don't act rich because they don't need to. Instead, they focus on freedom, not fashion. Comfort, not clout. In this video, we'll explain the frugal lives of these hidden millionaires, how they build wealth, why they avoid showing it off, and what you can learn from them. From teachers to tech workers to early retirees, their stories might just change how you think about money. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being smart. And maybe living simply is the new way to live rich. Who are these stealth millionaires? Meet Sarah. She's 41, works part-time at a local library, lives in a small house, and drives a 12-year-old Toyota. She wears secondhand clothes and brings her own lunch to work. Most people think she's just getting by, but what they don't know is that Sarah has over $2.5 million in investments and no debt. Sarah is what's called a stealth millionaire, someone who has built serious wealth, but chooses to live simply and quietly. They don't show off, and they don't talk about money. To the outside world, they seem normal. But behind the scenes, they've made smart decisions for years, saving, investing, and avoiding expensive habits. This idea isn't new. Even in history, many wealthy people like Benjamin Franklin lived modest lives. Today, a growing number of people are following this path. Some are part of the financial independence, retire early movement, where they save most of their income to retire young. But stealth millionaires aren't just trying to escape work. They want freedom, peace of mind, and control over their time. For them, money isn't about showing off. It's about living life on their own terms. The psychology behind frugality. Why do some millionaires choose to live simply instead of spending big? The answer lies in how they think about money. Most people are taught that success means having a big house, a fancy car, or the latest gadgets. These things are called status symbols, ways to show others that you're doing well. But stealth millionaires think differently. They don't care about impressing others. They care about peace of mind. Psychologists say that many stealth millionaires are good at delayed gratification, choosing small sacrifices now for bigger rewards later. Instead of buying the newest phone every year, they invest that money. Over time, those small choices add up to real wealth. Also, studies show that spending money on things doesn't bring lasting happiness. The joy fades quickly. But saving money, reducing stress, and gaining control over your life, that brings long-term happiness. Some experts call this value-based spending. That means only spending on things that truly matter to you, not just what's popular. So while others chase trends, stealth millionaires stay focused. For them, frugality isn't about being cheap, it's about feeling safe, free, and in control of their future. Before we get into the specific frugal habits that help these stealth millionaires quietly build wealth, I'd highly recommend that you subscribe to this channel. If you want practical tips on saving money, cutting expenses, and living smarter without feeling deprived, you'll find something valuable here every single day. Frugal habits that actually build wealth. Stealth millionaires don't become rich by accident. They follow smart habits that help them save money and grow their wealth over time. These habits might seem small, but they make a big difference in the long run. Meet Daniel and Maya, a couple in their 30s with 2 kids. They both work full-time, but live on only one income. The other income? They save and invest it. Their friends think they're being too strict, but Daniel and Maya now have over $1 million saved, and they're not even close to retirement age. Stealth millionaires use cook at home. Instead of eating out, they make tasty meals at home. It saves money and brings their family closer. Buy used or high-quality items. They don't shop often, but when they do, they choose items that last. Avoid lifestyle creep. When they earn more, they don't rush to upgrade their lives. They stay simple. Use automatic investing. They set up their accounts to invest money every month without thinking about it. Focus on value, not price. They spend on things that improve their life, not just things that look good. These habits may seem boring, but they lead to freedom. By spending less and saving more, Stealth millionaires give themselves choices, and that's the real meaning of wealth. Income isn't the secret, spending is. Many people believe that to become rich, you need to earn a lot of money. But stealth millionaires prove that's not always true. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Take Lisa and Tom. Lisa works as a school teacher, and Tom is a mechanic. They never made more than $70,000 a year combined. But they lived in a small house, avoided debt, and saved a portion of every paycheck. Today, in their early 50s, they have over $1.2 million saved and no mortgage. Now compare that to someone earning $200,000 a year who spends it all on rent, cars, clothes, and trips. High income doesn't help if your expenses are always growing. That's called lifestyle inflation, and it's what many stealth millionaires avoid. They follow a simple rule: spend less than you earn and invest the rest. They track their expenses, avoid impulse buying, and think carefully before making big purchases. Some even set a personal enough number. Once they reach it, they stop chasing more. The truth is, real wealth isn't built by earning more. It's built by spending wisely, saving consistently, and knowing what truly matters. The COVID-19 pandemic changed how many people think about money, time, and life. Before the pandemic, many worked long hours, spent a lot on travel, clothes, and dining out, and felt pressure to keep up with others. But during lockdowns, people stayed home, cooked meals, and spent more time with family. For some, this slower life felt better. Now, many are choosing to live more simply, even if they can afford more. This new trend is called post-COVID frugality. It's not just about saving money. It's about focusing on what really matters. More people are working from home, moving to cheaper cities or countries, and cutting back on spending. They are choosing peace over pressure. Some are even following the quiet luxury trend, living well, but without showing off. Social media apps now have people sharing tips on soft living, a calm, low-stress lifestyle that doesn't need big spending. Younger generations are saying, "I don't want to be rich. I want to be free." In a world where everything feels fast and expensive, frugality is becoming cool again. And for stealth millionaires, it never went out of style. Now the new rules of saving like a millionaire. Stealth millionaires don't follow old-school money advice. Instead, they use new, smarter ways to save and grow their money. They focus on building freedom. Meet Josh, a 35-year-old who left his high-paying job in finance after burning out. Today, he runs a small online business, lives in a tiny house, and teaches others how to save better. His secret? Following the new rules of saving, not just spending less, but spending with purpose. Reverse budgeting. Instead of spending first and saving what's left, they save first, then spend the rest. Automate everything. Bills, savings, and investments are automatic. No thinking, no forgetting. Emotional ROI. They ask, "Does this make my life better?" before buying anything. One in, one out rule. For every new item they buy, they give one away. This keeps spending in check. Buy things that pay you back, like solar panels, fruit trees, or learning a skill that can earn money. Think long-term. They don't care about this month. They care about 10 years from now. Saving like a stealth millionaire isn't about saying no to everything. It's about saying yes to the right things. It's about building a life where you don't need to escape because you've already made it your own. Why stealth millionaires are happier than you think. Many people think more money means more happiness. But stealth millionaires show that true joy often comes from less, not more. Studies show that once your basic needs are met, more money doesn't make you much happier. What really brings joy is freedom, peace of mind, and purpose. Stealth millionaires don't chase the spotlight. They avoid debt, live simply, and enjoy the little things, like time with family, hobbies, and quiet mornings. They aren't rich because they spend a lot. They're rich because they need less and have more control over their lives. That's a kind of happiness money can't buy. They live on their own terms, spend wisely, and invest in what brings true value. Just a quiet confidence that comes from smart choices. In a world that says buy more, they've learned the power of need less. And maybe that's the smartest kind of wealth there is. Stealth millionaires don't need to show off. Their quiet confidence comes from smart choices. If you want to build that same freedom for yourself, hit subscribe and join us here every day. Together, We'll explore the simple habits that make life richer, not louder. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.